Statham.
Thank you very much, Ms. Statham. Mr. Statham, welcome to the divorce court. Thank you for trusting me with your marriage and your relationship. I understand, Statham, you have been together 12 years, married 10 years. You have 3 children together, but you've also blended your family with children from previous relationships. Am I correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you all are trying to make a family, but you've had some ups and downs, to say the least. Ms. Statham, why are we in court?
Your Honor, I'm here for a divorce. My husband, Joseph, is very impulsive. He doesn't communicate well with me at all. And his impulsive spending habits has put our family in financial burden. I'm fed up with it.
Mr. Statham, you've heard your wife. What do you say, sir?
I love my wife, and I know I've made some mistakes. I'm not going to deny that. But I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
You know, a lot of people say you can show me better than you can tell me. So I'm not sure if you saying you're willing to do whatever it takes is enough at this point. Let's just find out. Mrs. Statham, why don't you tell me how you all actually met and came to be together?
Yeah, sure. I met Joseph at a barber shop. I was there with my older 2 children. They were getting their hair cut. I approached them. I liked what I seen. I approached them. I started making conversation with them. We later exchanged information. So we then, started talking on the phone. He advised me at that time that he was just getting out of prison, so he was in the halfway house.
That didn't scare you?
It didn't. I'm a firm believer in second chances. At that time, I didn't know what he did in his past to put him in that situation. But the person I met at the barbershop, he was very genuine, very kind, very loving. I liked exactly who I met that day at the barbershop.
Mrs. Statham, did you tell her about your past, like early on when you all first met each other?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And so if it didn't scare you, Ms. Statham, it's not scaring me right now. What happened when you all started dating?
We started talking. We was talking for a few weeks. As I stated, he was in a halfway house. So an incident happened in the halfway house, and it got him put back in prison. He then went back to prison for 6 months.
Wait a minute now. I'm not scared if you're in that halfway house because you're getting a second chance. Well, then you have to go back to prison?
Yes, he went back to prison.
And you did not do 20-second timeout?
No, I did not.
You went forward?
I went for it.
Okay, now listen, because this is 12 years later, so I can't judge. I just need to make sure I understand the facts. So what happened in those 6 months, Mr. Statham?
During that 6 months while I was incarcerated, Maria, she did everything that I could ask for, from communication between her and the children, as well as my family came to see me. She supported me.
So she became your person for all practical purposes?
She became my everything. I relied on her for everything.
And Ms. Statham, again, that didn't scare you right then?
It didn't, no, it didn't.
So then he comes out of prison?
So he did months in prison. He was then paroled to my house.
So he came straight out of prison to you?
Yes,
okay.
Me and my 2 children.
You were okay with that because you're raising boys?
Yes.
May I say something?
Yes, of course.
This was my first relationship as an adult. I went to prison when I was 17. I got when I was 26. I had no life experience.
None whatsoever.
I'm not trying to minimize.
Oh, no. I'm about to ask, because if you had not had an opportunity to live on your own, to interact in society, it's a big transition, because the jail and the prison system society is very different than the, shall we say, civil society. And it's going to take an adjustment. So I completely understand that. That's why I want to know, Statham, it seems like y'all jumped into a situation where, quite frankly, Mr. Statham was destined to fail.
Yes.
Did it continue?
It continued. So when he came home, everything was going fine for a while. So we delivered our first child in 2014. I delivered via C-section.
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, so I was in the hospital for 3 days. During the time I was in the hospital, my vehicle was involved in a bank robbery. When I got out the hospital, Joseph came to me and he said, I packed up the house, they're trying to investigate for a bank robbery. I packed up the house, we're moving. I got out the hospital 3 days later with a newborn baby and 2 young children, and all of our stuff was in a moving vehicle. So for a couple of days, me and my 3 young children slept in the back of a moving vehicle.
May I say something, Your Honor? To my defense, may I say something?
What in the world do you have to your defense? comments on why you have a lady who just gave birth through C-section sleeping in the back of a moving vehicle?
A friend of mine used my vehicle, asked me if I could use it. She was in the hospital, she wasn't using it. I assumed he needed to go to work. That wasn't the case. When I was told that the police was looking for me, I panicked. I grabbed my family and everything, and I was trying to hold on to what I had.
First of all, why are you still dealing with a friend that is a robber?
I didn't know.
Yeah, you did. Don't lie to me. Come on, not on this one. Because this is not Judge Star talking. This is former New York City Assistant District Attorney Star Jones talking. So I know the rules.
Yes, sir.
You're not supposed to be affiliating with any felons when you are off parole. And you knew good and doggone well that this person was a nefarious person, so you put your family in the trick bag.
Yeah.
Let's take accountability.
Some ties are hard to cut, and that was a lesson learned, a hard one.